Hello, everybody. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Mayfair Witches, Season 1, Episode 4, Curiouser and Curiouser.
Things are definitely getting curiouser, that's for sure.
Indeed, because at the end of the episode, after the episode was over, and it was like, I was doing my makeup, and it was the like after show thing with Esta Spalding. And she was like, so it's very clear that Lasher isn't the one that killed Deirdre. And I was like, what? Is it very clear?
I don't think it's very clear.
Okay.
I think it's clearer.
Clearer, okay.
Yes.
But he was inside that van.
Only after.
Only after.
Yeah.
Okay.
The assumption is he was torturing the man after because of what he did to Deirdre.
Okay.
But he was hired by someone else to kill Deirdre.
It's got to be Carlotta then.
That's what I'm thinking. But Deirdre surprised Carlotta at the dinner. So unless we aren't for sure, like unless Carlotta figured out that Deirdre was awake, the only person that would know
was
Cortland. Yes. And he would have had time to hire somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. That still doesn't totally check for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am curiouser than I was before.
Yeah, but it made more sense then, like especially because like when Cyprian touched the assassin or the hitman, the fact that he wasn't immediately like, oh no, Lasher's in here.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, because I love that she basically was like, Lasher is grieving Deirdre, so it's like he wouldn't have done that, which I kind of thought that at the beginning too, that it wouldn't have been him because he. And we learned more about the history of the Mayfair Witches in this episode. And the implication was that they like can fall in love with human men, but they are like devoted to Lasher. Yeah. And it seems to be historical because he had pulled all of the like files at the Talamasca.
Ah!
I didn't even look it up this time. I hope that's right. So I am very interested. So, okay, we open again with another 1600s deal. Aoife is dead and Suzanne is grieving, but then another witchy lady basically is like, save your tears for later. I'll come get you. And then they have a real like midsummer-esque wailing witchy thing out in the woods with like a twig effigy of Aoife.
It looked pretty.
It was very pretty. It had flowers all over it. It was nice.
I just don't think that I would be able to fully like let go in that type of situation because there was one woman who was just fucking letting it rip, and I would just be like, stop it.
I just like that's just.
I don't know. If other people are upset, I tend to clam up. But it's like when I'm by myself, then it's like...
Sure. I have whatever that thing is where like when everybody else is having like a very serious time, all I can think to do is laugh and make jokes, which I understand as a defense mechanism. But also like, I don't know, my mom died when I was pretty young and like I've never been that sad. Like sad enough to like gutturally wail.
I have been in private.
Sure. I don't think I could make this a group experience.
There was one time where like my stepmom and my brother saw, but even that I was like really embarrassed afterwards. But it was like at that point I had no control over like what my body was doing.
Sure.
But and my dad. Yeah. So it's like small people. But then like
that was like a group thing with a bunch of women that I feel like she didn't know either.
Yeah, and then that one lady who was like really going like Martha Graham in the middle, just like swinging or whatever, and just would be like, I'm gonna like leave you guys to it. I'll just be over here. Like, let me know if you need anything.
I don't know. I feel like I have like the correct amount of sadness for the things that have happened to me, but like I've never been in like a wailing situation. I don't know. It's interesting. I love stuff like that.
It's weird.
Because I really liked Midsummer. Yeah. So I like watching other people do it. Like Florence Pugh, I think maybe is the master at it. Yeah. But I don't know.
It's weird. I will say it's like, it's a weird feeling. It's very freeing, but also it feels weird because it feels like you are kind of opening a box, like a more like feral like side of it. Okay. And so you feel more open, which can also be very scary because it's like kind of like an exposed wire type of thing.
I mean, I guess I would say maybe like when I was like a child, when like your emotions are too big for your body and you get like the heaving, like hiccuping. Okay. I'm not trying to discount it or anything. It's just like a very fascinating thing to watch.
I couldn't do it as a group. I will tell you that right now. I could not do that as a group. Nope. I would definitely very much go into like the defense mechanism where I'm like, you guys, it's okay.
It's gonna be fine.
Do you want a snack? I'll rub your back. It's okay.
Maybe we should have some alcohol.
Ale. Anyone?
So we do that. It feels like Suzanne is tapping into her, I assume she's a Mayfair. We've been believing she is. So
feminine rage.
Yeah, she's tapping into that, which is lovely. And then we cut back to the present day, and man, if I had as many sex dreams as Rowan is having.
Right? I'm like, I actually feel kind of stressed for her because it's like, can this woman not have just a good night's
just one night's worth of sleep? She's also sleeping off whatever Lasher did to her the night before as well. But she seems to be having like every time even for like a nap on the plane, just like sex dreams fully to completion every time she falls asleep.
I feel like I'd wake up and be like, God damn it.
I don't know. I mean, if it's to completion, it might be kind of nice every night.
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm like, God.
Regardless, this one is with Cyprian. Mm-hmm. And they're both wearing the necklace. Because it looked like she was wearing it. Mm-hmm. No? I think she was wearing it also.
Oh, did it switch?
I think so. Because then she grabbed it off of his chest and then he flipped them over and then it was Lasher on top of her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Okay.
And so then he was like, how did you sleep? And she was like, cool, how about you? And he was like, weird dreams. And she was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, should you just bone right now?
Yeah, just check it out.
But regardless, by the end of the episode, it's too late because she's wearing the necklace and she's gone.
Yeah.
So he makes her something for breakfast. It's not Eggs Benedict, but looks like Eggs Benedict.
It was called Egg Sardou.
Yeah.
I think.
There wasn't enough sauce on it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Also, I did not approve of the way he was making the sauce because it looked like hollandaise sauce and he was just making it with a wooden spoon, which is impossible. So
why is it impossible?
You have to emulsify it. You need at least a whisk.
Oh.
Yeah. Otherwise, the egg yolks and the butter won't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's one thing I know about cooking.
Mm-hmm. I just know something. I'm looking at oh, wait. No, never mind. I was confused.
Oh, okay.
The girl who was Cass's Aoife has dark hair.
Yeah, and then Suzanne is blonde.
So I was like, wait, I feel like this is wrong. So never mind.
That's why I swapped them the first time that we saw them.
Never mind.
So, okay, it's the day of the funeral. We also actually, though, got a little snippet into how Cyprian's powers work because he has, like, just a handful of, like, trinkets or whatever, and they're all good memories, but they're not his memories because other people's memories are clearer, which I thought was nice. And he was like, his sister Odette brought him back, like, a maple tap. And so I don't know. I love the notion of that. It's one of the things I like so much from that book, The Night Circus, where they, like, whichever one of them builds the room with all the jars and boxes and bottles and stuff. And every time you open one, you like feel like you're transported to somewhere else. I fucking love shit like that. It's so cool. So I really enjoyed that glimpse into what his powers are like. We also got JoJo back with Cortland. Seems to be Cortland's daughter. They are cahooting as well, but I don't think it's Cortland because their cahooting feels nicer to Rowan.
On JoJo's end, yes. I think Cortland might be whipped up. And I think he's in deeper shit than he meant to.
Okay. Well, he also clearly hates Carlotta.
Well, yeah.
And Millie.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems like the type that is just trying to glob onto any sort of power. And because he's effectively powerless, he might be working on behalf of Lasher, or Lasher's like, I'll give you something if you do these things for me. And I think he might be in some deep shit. And so he like feels bad about it.
Okay. Here's the crux of it for me. I am not as opposed to an evil entity as I should be if he looks like Jack Houston.
I know, I'd be in so much trouble.
Ben Barnes or anybody. Yeah. So I'm having a really hard time seeing how Lasher is the worst path to go down.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, Carlotta is all this fire and brimstone and making people wear rosaries like necklaces. And I'm just like, I would like to fuck Jack Houston.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go that way.
Yeah. If it's possible that their devotion to Lasher comes to the expense of themselves.
Sure.
So they give too much of themselves, and so they lose themselves and they are a shell of who they once were. That's not awesome.
So I'm certain that is how it goes, but the way I'm looking at it now is like Carlotta's zealotry feels more.
Oh yeah, no, she's not selling it. She's not selling it right.
She seems more damaging. Her and her religious piety and zealotry and everything feel way more damaging than, living it up a little with a demon.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what am I missing?
Yeah. No, because it's just like, if you're gonna try to sell me on the better parts,
right?
Like, tell me the bad parts of what Lasher will do, and then I can make a more informed decision.
Sure, and then it's like, in the meantime, all you are offering me is really stilted, awkward dinners alone with you at a 12-person table, where then you try to light me on fire with a gas lamp.
Yeah, I don't know. And then also, I thought it was cute that she used white sage, because that's not part of Catholicism. And if anything, you should be using frankincense or myrrh, because that is the only type of incense that is used in any sort of Catholic mass. And also, rosaries are not for protection. They are prayer beads.
Okay.
You do that to ask for, like, you can ask for protection from Mary and our Father, but it's prayer beads.
Yeah. So is it not maybe, what if it's like blessed? Could it not be protective if it was like blessed by a priest or something?
I don't
or like
think
the bishop?
so, because it's
still a crucifix, so it could keep a demon out.
I guess, but
also, don't you have to believe?
Yes.
Like, Rowan doesn't believe.
No, because that's the whole thing with
very
Catholicism.
Uncomfy about accepting that rosary.
Free will. You have to actively choose to buy in to all of it, and have to actively believe that you doing the Hail Mary or Our Father will actively protect you, because or
like at least give you like repentance or whatever. Okay. I don't know a lot about Catholicism. But I just think it's pretty.
They are very pretty.
It's super pretty. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's just like that. Like I said, that's the crux of my problem, is that, like, and obviously he's a demon or whatever. So it's like, he's making it look a lot more appealing. But like, Carlotta is not doing anything to help her case. And like, that's the thing where I'm like, I'm probably going to be duped by it. But that's why I'm like, Cortland and JoJo seem to be coming at it right down the middle. Where it's like, because Cortland wasn't like, Lasher's amazing and you should definitely like attach with him or whatever. He just was like, well, it's like this way or that way or like whatever.
But you should talk to him. And it's just kind of like, also, it's kind of like, I don't like Cortland. Like, that she's going to buy in.
Yeah.
She's already bought in.
Yeah.
She's bought the t-shirt. She has a keychain. I heart Lasher.
I met Jack Houston as a sexy demon, and all I got was this sort of hideous necklace. Yeah, I don't know. I do really like JoJo. She seems like a lot of fun. And her whole like dynasty getup at the funeral was fantastic. I loved every inch of that. I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, Rowan gets the necklace. She's like in the house.
Because Carlotta and Millie went down into the basement to try to get it off of Delphine.
And it was gone already.
Yeah. And so then it was very conspicuously placed on Deirdre's nightstand.
Yeah. Or like vanity or whatever. Yeah. Oh, we also found out, because Cyprian was doing a bunch of research trying to find out about like the necklace and Lasher and everything. And like the whole deal. And he found out like some history.
Well, and I thought it was interesting that she very obviously said Haitian or Dutch.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. So there are two lines to the Mayfairs. And I mean, we presume that's why her adoptive mother and there were Dolly Jean Mayfair, why there is like a black side of the family and a white side of the family. They seem to get along. But I'm wondering if there's tension.
I don't know.
Yeah. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
New Orleans, I feel like the Haitians have the upper hand in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But so I'm curious then, what it would be, because obviously Suzanne and Aoife are in Scotland.
Yeah.
So I'm curious where the Dutch part comes into play.
They all probably mixed around together in the Virgin Islands, and some of both of them came to New Orleans.
Well, then I'm wondering, because with the Haitians, you have the voodoo and hoodoo, and I'm wondering if there's some sort of crossover, and that's how we got Lasher. If Lasher is
maybe
like weirdly a demon that like originated on the Haitian side, but then like pulled in some sort of something,
other stuff.
Yeah. And like manifested in some way. I'm curious. So many questions.
Yeah, it's very cool. We also met, Tessa? Alicia, maybe, and her daughter Tessa, who is seemingly obsessed with Rowan, which is interesting. And she gets her a little bit more information about like the makeup of the family, which JoJo then elaborates on. She is what is called a designee now, which apparently it seems like the head of the family at this point. And we are obviously confirmed. We already knew, but we are confirmed matriarchal. So everything's been passed down to the women. There's portraits of many of them in the dining room. Not anymore. Fucking Carlotta.
Burn down Rowan's house because Carlotta doesn't fucking own it.
Deirdre technically owned it. And we got confirmation from 2 different people that now Rowan owns it. And one of whom is Cortland, who is in charge of the will and the money. He like works at he owns the bank. So yeah, I'm very interested in that. And so then obviously Carlotta sees Rowan with the necklace on, and then like she's like, oh shit, now's the time. And so she like tells the butler or whatever, like there's a change of plans. And so they like start eating dinner. I thought she was gonna poison her too. But it turns out that the butler left and locked them in the dining room, and she sets them on fire, which is ugh.
It shouldn't be like that. Like, I don't know.
There's nothing in this world that would compel me to set myself on fire.
Right.
In, like, service to my plot.
Right. No, I'm good. I'm good. There is a reason why I was raised Catholic and now I'm basically a witch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I can't. Don't make me feel bad for existing, you know? Like, there's beautiful things about it, but, you know, the fact that she was, like, trying to commend her spirit to the Lord, like, forcibly, when Rowan's just like, I'm just trying to ask questions. I don't understand what's happening. Yeah. Like, also, no one's explaining anything.
I don't know that the Lord really, like, digs that.
No.
It's just getting spirits punted up to him.
Yeah, it's just like, you guys, you can't. I don't know.
So like that's all happening, and then Cyprian is like finding stuff out, and he like finds out what the necklace is, that it's like about Lasher and everything. So he rushes over to the house, and he can like he's trying to get in, and he can like hear Rowan screaming inside because everything's on fire. And so he breaks in, and because like the fire's not working or whatever, she picks up a knife and she's trying to stab Rowan, and then Cyprian like breaks in and lands right on Carlotta's knife.
Yep.
It looks like it's in an okay place. And at the beginning of the episode, Rowan was like practicing looking into the like system of a little lizard on the outside of the window. So I think he's going to be okay. And she also very specifically was like, don't take the knife out.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they designated that.
Don't take it out. Don't take it out. She's a doctor. She's a surgeon. It totally makes sense.
Yep.
And then Lasher comes at Carlotta and is like, she's already mine anyway, so it doesn't matter. So do we think Carlotta's going to die in the fire? That would be pretty dope, right?
I don't know. I feel like the preview for next week.
Was she in it? Okay.
Yeah.
I love Beth Grant. This character is
so
a lot.
It's terrible.
It's a lot.
And then what the fuck is Millie doing? Millie was just upstairs watching TV.
Yeah.
She just like randomly pops up. I don't really understand why we have Millie.
Also, I think we sort of decided while we were watching it that it seems like it was Cortland, Carlotta, Millie, and then a fourth sibling who was Deirdre's mother.
Antha was Deirdre's mother.
Okay, so they had a fourth.
On the names on the mausoleum, it went Antha, Rowan, Millie, and then
Millie.
Deirdre. Millie is wasn't that the adoptive mother?
No, Millie is the one that's still alive that lives in the house. I don't remember.
Oh,
it was something with an E.
I don't know. We saw another name on there.
Ellie.
Okay,
Ellie
maybe it was Ellie.
is the adopted mother.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that it was in that order. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Antha, then.
I can't remember because I know I think I remember Deirdre and Lasher talking about her mother dying.
Like, yeah, she probably did.
So, but I can't remember. Oh, that's right. Because she insisted that her mother was pushed, that she didn't fall from the balcony.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good call. Good call. Carlotta, though, also, this is like where the Lasher stuff starts getting like, because like he apparently came to Carlotta when she was 8 and tried to like attach to her. I just like, I don't know that it automatically starts out as sexual, but like the fact that that every time we've seen him interact with one of the witches, it's sexual makes that gross.
Yep. Yeah.
So, but Rowan is a grown woman.
And the only time that Deirdre and Lasher were sexual was when we were dealing with her like older. But when she was younger, it felt more like a paramour type of situation.
Yeah, except for like I think that he was involved when she had sex with whoever. Okay. But she was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
What is that compared to an immortal demon?
She definitely, I think, did
like normal sex age, though, is like what my vibe was. All right, before we keep talking ourselves down into our own graves, we'll wrap it up. Good episode. I liked it. I'm very excited to keep going. I think this show's great, and I think Alexandra Daddario is like knocking it out of the park. She's got a really like interesting energy. She's like sort of jittery, and she's still like totally out of her element, but feels grounded in herself as a person.
Yeah.
I think she's doing a really good job.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. We will be back next week. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let us know what you think. Please stop telling us to read all of the books. It's not going to happen. I don't have time. It's so many books. The one person told us the order to read this series with the interview with the vampire or the like Vampire Chronicles. And I was like, that's 40 books, dude. I can't do it.
I mean, if you want us to do that, then give us lots of money.
I appreciate the sentiment, but like...
yeah, we would love to. We love to read.
I love reading.
We just have full-time jobs.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, so we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.